Shannon meets the sea. From Limerick, Ireland, this is the Wild Geese Classic, a matchup of two great names in Eastern football, Holy Cross College and Fordham University. The Crusaders of Holy Cross are having another dominant season. The Rams of Fordham improving and hoping to someday soon win back the football glory of their past. The Emerald Isle is the setting for American college football, Holy Cross and Fordham.
Today's Wild Geese Football Classic is sponsored in part by Gillette and the revolutionary Sensor Shaving System. Gillette, the best a man can get. By Reebok, to remind you that life is short, play hard. By the Dairy Farmers of New England, to remind you to drink milk because you're not a kid anymore. And by Midas, for mufflers, brakes, and shocks, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
The hills of Clare sit majestically in the background. Far below, Gaelic grounds, normally host to curling and Gaelic football. But today it's the American version. Holy Cross against Fordham. And top of the morning to everyone back in the United States. I'm Mike Lynch, along with former New England Patriots center and Holy Cross captain John Morris. And John, there are road trips, and then there are road trips.
They tell you, play college football and see the world. Well, they're doing that today.
This is really just a glorious experience for both ball clubs and all the people that have come over here. Now it's time to play football. Holy Cross has won 18 football games in a row. Matter of fact, they haven't lost a league game since 1986.
Looking for their second undefeated season in the 5 years that Mark Duffner has been here. They'll have to beat Fordham and Colgate to do it. Could be a good opportunity today for them.
They put an awful lot of points on the scoreboard. They like to score. They start slowly and they seem to score more in the second half than the first half.
Well, this game, and that's true, Mike. They've done that. They've gotten a few wake-up calls against Brown in particular. This game, on paper at least, should not be competitive as far as Holy Cross is concerned. They should have easy times, but you never know in football.
All right, this is only Fordham's second year in Division I AA. They're still looking for their first league win, and they've got nothing to lose coming out today.
Well, they're trying to get competitive in this division. The coach, Larry Glick's done a terrific job in Division III. A good coach. He's looking for some players. He may be a year or two away, but this is going to be a good experience for them today. They could win it, possibly.
All right, the 1991 season for Fordham and Holy Cross. Let's take a look at how it's unfolded. The really serious challenge to unbeat Holy Cross came from Lehigh. Late in the game, the Cross seemed to have clinched the win with a late touchdown. Tom Chacho has to be one of the best quarterbacks in the country at any level.
And Holy Cross leads it.
But Lehigh came back, only to fail on a two-point conversion. Holy Cross survives 43-42. Against a common opponent, Holy Cross knocked off Harvard and Cambridge 28-13 in the final. They were led by senior running back Jerome Fuller. Fordham stung Harvard 14-7. A beauty of a play from record-breaking quarterback Gary Brennan to wide receiver Tom Garlick.
In for the 6 points. And he's beating quite a defender, Greg Belcher, second.
Both Holy Cross and Fordham defeated Harvard. Holy Cross outfit is impressive. They're deep at every position. It's a truly fine college offense. It's finally tuned by the nation's winningest coach, Mark Duffner. This is Mark Duffner's 6th year as head coach at Holy Cross, and all he does is win, 58-5-1.
That's amazing. He's had 5 losses in his entire career as a Holy Cross coach. He's enthusiastic on the sidelines. He'll be very visible to his players and to the fans. He stays on top of everything throughout the game.
Living proof to all athletic directors and administrators that you don't necessarily have to have prior head coaching experience in order to be a successful head coach.
That's right. He was an assistant coach at Holy Cross before he got the head coaching job and has done a terrific job. And I'm sure there's some other schools around the country taking a hard look at him right now.
And on the other side of the ball, in his 6th year as well as the head coach at Fordham, is Larry Glick. Spent 13 years as an assistant at Harvard under Joe Resnick, and he brings his own version of football to the Fordham Rams.
We thought we might see some of the Harvard offense, but Larry says no, he's got his own particular brand of offense that he likes to play. He doesn't quite have the players yet. The terrific coaching staff, he thinks maybe he's a year or two away. When he gets the players, I think he can be competitive in Division I AA.
And when Fordham restarted football a few years ago, Larry came in as the head coach. He had a 10-2 and a 9-2 season before they started to make the jump to I AA. He's pleased with the progress. I think he'd like to see it happen a little bit quicker, though.
Progress has been good. I think he thinks that today's game will be a good experience for his team. If he wins, that would be nice, but I think he's really looking for the experience against the top team in this conference.
All right, we're going to take a timeout for a message. We'll return with more festivities and the kickoff from Limerick, Ireland, and the Wild Geese Classic. Cross has won the toss. They will receive the football and defend the goal to our right. They will wear their home purple uniforms. And Fordham will wear their traveling white jerseys, and they will kick off defending the goal to our left. Bill Sachs, number 36, will get us underway, standing back deep to receive the kick. Joe Riley, Fred Gibbons, and Joe Gallagher. And we are underway from Limerick, Ireland, at the Wild Geese Classic. Riley at the 12. He's got some room. Up to the 38-yard line, where Holy Cross will go to work. Fred DeVito in on the stop for Fordham. And Holy Cross will start up front. Pat Gibson at center. He'll be flanked by Carl Schutz, Matt Fourth, Rick Stahl, get here on the tackle, Ron Bowie and Mark Roman. And then in wide out, Chacho as quarterback. And you can see the cast of characters he has with him. In motion is Gallagher. Chacho trying to get instead. Finally he stops in the slot. On first down, Chacho wants to throw. The pass is complete. Joe Riley. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line by Fred DeVito.
Looked like Chacho checked off the first play, Mike, because Fordham, who normally plays a 4-3 defense, came out on first down with 5 defensive backs. So that tells you that perhaps Fordham is expecting not so much a running game, but only a passing game. Chacho elected to take the quick out because of all of the defensive backs. You can see a couple of them right there, 3 of them surrounding the receiver.
Second down and 5 from the 42 from Holy Cross. Chacho wants to throw again. This time he's got Roman on the screen. And he's got nothing, maybe a yard. Cut down by Brian Norton.
Street never developed. The offensive lineman didn't get out there. The white shirts were all over it. No play whatsoever. And Holy Cross has had trouble throughout the season in starting. They always seem to have a problem with slow starts, and that's the last thing they want to do against an inexperienced Fordham team. And Fordham can get in the game early by putting a whole different light on things.
Third down and 4 for Holy Cross from their own 44-yard line. One back to that side. Play. Joe Riley knocked out of bounds in Fordham territory at the Fordham 44-yard line. Mike Wilson on the hit. Well, 3 plays and 3 passes.
See this play again, the one thing that you'll notice is the amount of time that Chacho has to throw the ball. He's normally a sprint out quarterback, likes to throw on the run. Doesn't have to here with plenty of time to throw the ball. That's not the fault of the defensive back.
First and 10 for Holy Cross at the Fordham 44-yard line. Now they run the ball. And pick up of 2. Scott Wickender. And fullback. Run down by Scott Mabry. Defensively, Fordham will have Aaron Doherty as defensive end, Ryan Reinhardt on the other side. The tackles will be Scott Mabry and Pat O'Doherty. Foxton, Zajewski, Roden. Linebackers Jordan Wilkes, Tyrone, and Jones in the secondary. On second down, Chacho wants to throw again. He's got a lot of room. He lets it throw deep into the end zone, and passes intercepted. And dropped. Holiday ruling. Fordham football. The pass is picked up by number 22, Fred DeVito. And Brad Jordan. And Craig Jones both there to pounce on it.
It's good coverage downfield. Chacho probably should not have thrown this ball. He's trying to throw it too far on the sprint out. He's got a strong arm, but even this one is underthrown, as you'll see. And the Fordham player is in position to make the play. Fred DeVito, and a good break early in the game from the Fordham Rams.
Well, you can look at it 2 ways.
Chacho has thrown 13 interceptions so far this year. That's his 14.
No score from Limerick. Just underway. Fordham and Holy Cross on first down. Rams pick up maybe a yard. Tony Iasello on the carry and Pete Dankert in on the stop.
Running is not Fordham's strong suit. When they're down on their own goal line, I guess they don't have much choice. They have to run the ball. They have not been successful at all this year doing that.
They only average 60 yards a game on the ground, which is not strong. Second down and 8 for the Rams from their own 4-yard line. Duckworth in on the tackle, and Aiello has a first down and a little bit of breathing room. Offensively, the Fordham Rams from Tom Garlick split in, Rob Burke, Mike Byer, Neil Tendenen, Wickersham, Franzilli, and John Strauss at the tight end. Gary Brennan, the quarterback, with Aiello and Thomas, his flanker back, John Potamusi. First and 10 for Fordham at their own 11-yard line. Took over on their one on an interception. Brennan wants to throw for the first time this afternoon. Shakes out of the pocket to the left line.
1-yard line. Ron Flotto chasing him out of bounds.
Barry Glick will be happy with that one. That's a nice play by the quarterback. He will have to do a lot of running today, I'm afraid, because he's got a young, inexperienced offensive line in front of him.
Defensively for Holy Cross, they play a 5-2 defense. Pete Dankert in the middle, Corey Vincent, Matt Nasser of the tackles, Fred Clark, Greg Grady of the ends, Millinette, Howell, Walsh the linebackers, and the rest of the secondary. On second down and 3, Brennan gives the ball to Aiello, and he is met by a sea of purple jerseys. He has nothing. Marcus Duckworth, Corey Vincent, and the rest of the Holy Cross defense force a third down and 2 yards to go for Fordham at their own 20-yard line.
Important play for Fordham early in the game. They've done a nice job on the interception and moved it upfield from the 2-yard line. It's a big one for them right now.
So let's see what they do. They have Aiello and Lang in I formation behind Brennan. Brennan with the option to his right side. Aiello is hit at the line of scrimmage and gets nothing. Greg Grady and Marcus Duckworth in on the stop once again. So Fordham will have to kick the ball away. Rob Millanetti also went on the tackle.
Oh, there he did a nice job from the linebacker spot to play that option down the line.
Jed Wallace is back in punt formation. And Al Hebron standing at midfield for Holy Cross. Wallace gets it away. Hebron will let it hit in front of him and just let it die. It takes a good roll all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And that's where Holy Cross will go to work from their own 29. We'll take a timeout with 10:58 to go in the first quarter. No score from Limerick. Holy Cross goes to work. First and 10 from their own 29. Chacho wants to throw again. Looks left, has nothing. He's coming out of the pocket. He's going to keep it. Maybe 4 yards. Chased out of bounds by Joe Rowan.
A little surprising, Mike, that Chacho and Holy Cross have elected to throw the ball. It looks as though Fordham's defense is inviting them to run. They've got one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the conference, in Jerome Fuller, and he hasn't touched the ball yet.
Fuller is the lone back now behind Chacho as Cross comes out now. Second down and 5 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. Fuller gets the ball, but gets nothing. Aaron Doherty. Mark Blazewski in on the tackle for Fordham.
Going to learn how to pronounce that name, Blazewski, Mike, because he's a player. And he's their middle linebacker in the 4-3 defense, and he is just all over the field. We'll be seeing a lot of him.
Blazewski averages 15 tackles a game. Third down and 5 yards to go for Holy Cross. Their own 35-yard line. Hebron is in motion to the top of the screen. Chacho looks left and looks back right. He's got Hebron if he wants him for the first down, but Chacho gets it himself. Well, Chacho needed about 4.5 yards, and he got 6. And the drive stays alive just outside their own 40-yard line for the Crusaders of Holy Cross.
Chacho is the third leading rusher on the Holy Cross offense, and that was a key first down as he saw the spot on the sideline and went for it.
On first down for Holy Cross. Givens is in motion, comes back. Fuller has the football. He's got 5 yards. Brought down on the play by Chris Terone and Brad Jordan.
Jerome Fuller is one of the best running backs that Holy Cross has ever had. From Waltham High School, he never got a chance to play until this year, his senior year. And boy, did he take advantage of it. Over 1,200 yards, over 2,500 yards, I'm sorry, 1,200 yards so far rushing this year.
Second down and 5 from the 45-yard line. Chacho looks left again. Throws. He had Gibbons when he was separated from the ball by Mike Wilkes.
What we've seen at Fordham so far today on defense, they don't seem to understand that they're a prohibitive underdog in this game. They're out there hitting hard, playing well on defense.
Again, keep in mind that Holy Cross is a great second half team. Third down and 5 from their own 45-yard line. Chacho looks left again. Lets it fly deep. We may have a flag here, and we do.
It's going to be offensive, I think.
It could be. He was looking for Joe Riley, number 4.
Riley gave him a pretty good push. Riley was well covered on that play, and I think we're going to see it.
That's a loss of down, folks. So not only will they lose the yardage, they'll have to kick the football away.
I'm quite sure why Riley did that. He had no chance of catching the ball. He was well covered. There was no danger of an interception. It looked like just frustration on his part more than anything else.
Offensive pass interference. Loss of down. Fourth down.
Bob Lynch is our referee today. His umpire is Ed Ferranti. Arthur Benoit is the head linesman. Frank Desimone is the line judge. Dave Walker is the back judge. And Lance Garth is the field judge. Jeff Meter will punt for Holy Cross. And back deep for Fordham is Brad Jordan, standing at his own 35-yard line. Jordan has it at the 36, and that's where he's going to be brought down. Joe Gallagher on the tackle for Holy Cross.
That's out of cover, a punt by Joe Gallagher. He was down there about the same time the ball got there.
Well, it's growing a little bit darker here at Gaelic Grounds in Limerick. We started out this morning in brilliant sunshine.
There's Gallagher, number 11, on the play. He was a wide out on the right side, got down there in a hurry.
Fordham takes over at their own 36-yard line. Much better field position than their first drive, which started at their own 1. 9:18 to go, first quarter. We're scoreless. On first down, Brennan looks, and he has Iasello out of the backfield. He has 8 yards. Marcus Duckworth hit on the tackle.
Good news and bad news as far as Duckworth is concerned in Holy Cross. They're glad that he's back. He's been injured, missed a couple of games, one of their better linebackers. The bad news is he's supposed to cover the fullback on this play. And as you see on the replay, there's not a linebacker in sight. There he is finally, but that's just too much room for a back coming out of the backfield.
Second down and 2 for the Rams at their own 44-yard line. Again, out of the I formation, slot to the left side. Brennan barking the signal, gives to Iasello, and a couple of flags have dropped, and so is Iasello. Rob Milanetti in on the stop. And it's a motion penalty on Fordham. So it'll either be 3rd and 4 or 2nd and about 7. And Mark Duffner's telling them to decline the penalty. It shows a lot of confidence in your defense.
Illegal motion against the offense.
The defense has played well so far today for Holy Cross. The offense has been having a problem. Fordham, if they can pick up a first down or two on this drive, all of a sudden you can sense their confidence building a little bit.
3rd and about 3.5 to go for Fordham. The ball is at their own 43-yard line. Again, they come out in the I formation. Brennan will roll left. Looks back across the field and is throwing deep, and this is way out of bounds. Intended for his tight end, number 88, John Strauss. So the punt team will come back on. Jed Wallace will punt it away. Fordham, and back deep, Al Hebron, standing at his own 20-yard line. 9-man rush. Kick is high and hangs up there, and Hebron's going to try to make a go of it. Maybe a yard. Brought down by Dwayne Rivera. So as it grows darker and chillier and windier, Holy Cross goes to work from their own 26-yard line with no score.
Saw that slippery pitch again out there, Mike. It's a lot of moisture and dampness and rain here, and the players are starting to feel it on the field.
First down for the Cross. Gallagher is in motion. Now goes away to the right side. Chacho play action pass. He's got Gallagher if he wants him. He has it. Pick up maybe 2. Knocked out of bounds by Brad Jordan.
It's Holy Cross's third possession. Each time I look out there, Mike, I've become more impressed with the Fordham defense. They came to play today, and they're doing a nice job. They've got 5 defensive backs in there for the most part. Chacho has not been able to go deep, hence the short passes to the outs to the wideouts.
Looks like they're in a man-to-man coverage here. Chacho may check off and try to get something going. Now Jordan drops back. Second down and 8 from their own 29-yard line. Chacho wants to throw again. He looks back with a flag down. The pass is complete up to the 44-yard line to Lenny de Montenac. Brought down by Fred DeVito. There's a flag. Personal foul against Fordham. Again, they have the first down without the penalty. If they accept the penalty, they may gain another yard. John mentioned the footing. It's slippery, and that's the way it is on this entire country. It rains, and the rain just doesn't seem to evaporate or be absorbed by the land.
Bring your boots when you come to Ireland.
Unquestionably.
Personal foul against the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
But they accept the penalty, which gives them another yard on top of the completion. So it's 1st and 10 now for Holy Cross at their own 45. Glad you're with us. Good morning to everybody in America. We're scoreless in the first period. Chacho rolls left, looking out of the backfield. He's got Fuller. Fuller across midfield into Fordham territory. Finally brought down at the Fordham 46-yard line by Brad Jordan and Mark Lajewski.
Fuller's a threat catching as well as running the ball. He's the 3rd leading Holy Cross receiver. That's really only the 3rd time he's touched the ball in 3 possessions. It's a little bit surprising. I thought we might see him running the ball more often, but they've only run the ball twice so far in the game. Both of them just sort of hand off up the middle.
Second down and 2 yards to go for Holy Cross at the Fordham 47-yard line. Chacho gives to Fuller. Fuller has the first down across the 45-yard line. Joe Rowan in on the tackle. And another Holy Cross first down. Fuller averages 138 yards a game. Scored 11 touchdowns this year. He is their workhorse in the backfield. First and 10 for the Cross from the Fordham 44-yard line. That's Hebron getting set on the left side. Chacho on the draw play. Gives to Fuller. Fuller maybe 2 yards. Scott Mabry and Mark Lajewski in on the tackle. There's a peek at the flag. The American flag, and the Irish flag is right next to it. You can see it creeping into the picture on the right just a tad. And as you look at the hills of Clare, which were splashed with sunshine when we started this thing, they now are covered with a heavy mist, and it looks like the rain is a-coming. Second down and 7 yards to go for Holy Cross at the Fordham 42-yard line. Chacho wants to throw. He rolls right. He's looking. Pass dropped by tight end Ron Huey. He was on the money. He was wearing Fred DeVito a little bit.
Covered by Chris Terone over there too, but that ball should have been caught. He knows it as he comes back to the huddle. That's one of the better passes that Chacho's thrown. That was right on his hands. Looking around for it. Knows he should have had it. Forces Holy Cross into a long 3rd down situation.
3rd and 8 for Holy Cross. Chacho trying to get his troops set. He's got tripped to the left side. Rolling right. Looking back to the left. The pass across the middle is caught by Mark Roman. Roman inside the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Mark Roman.
This will show you why Mark Roman is the leading receiver for Holy Cross. The backup quarterback decided he better become a wide receiver this year because he wanted to play. And this is a terrific catch because Craig Jones of Fordham almost intercepts this ball. Now, you'll see tremendous concentration. You see that looks like he's got a chance to knock it away. Instead, Roman comes up with it, then breaks a tackle or two for the touchdown.
And look at the blocking leading the way. Roman is one terrific athlete. Anthony Pignio on the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 6.
Craig Jones, defensive back of Fordham, number 27 on this play, really does a pretty good job of covering, and yet a tremendous athletic move by Mark Roman for the touchdown. Holy Cross is on the board first, 7-0.
That's our score after Pignio's point after, and here's the play again, John.
One more look at it again as you see Roman coming down and running a curl underneath. But watch number 27 come up. A good play right here. He almost gets a hand on it. That's just a terrific effort by Roman to make that play. And nobody there to help him out, so he goes in for the touchdown.
Our score is Holy Cross 7, Fordham nothing. We'll be back with Limerick right after these messages. Good morning to everybody back in the United States. As we come to you live from Limerick, Ireland.
Like that was a typical Mark Duffner, Tom Chacho play. Holy Cross does not like to grind it out. It's like the lightning bolts. And this is, as you look too fast through their games, you see a lot of those plays. They like to go for the long one at any time in the game.
Jeff Meter is kicking off, and as he approached the ball, the wind that has picked up knocked it up. It only took Holy Cross less than 2.5 minutes to move 74 yards in 7 plays. Mark Roman doing most of the work on the 40-yard touchdown pass from Tom Chacho. Meter will kick it off, and he barely missed the football. If Fordham catches the break, they're going to have excellent field position inside in Holy Cross territory. That was Mike Costanzo. It was probably as surprised as anybody. He was retreating into his kickoff return spot.
Mark Duffner was trying to figure out what in the world happened out there. I don't think I've ever seen a kickoff lose yardage, but that almost happened that time. The wind is strong, but I don't think it's quite that brisk, is it?
I think we're going to luck out because as we look at the hills behind the rainstorm that's coming, blue skies. So if it gets nasty, it should only be temporary.
Where are those blue skies?
On first down, Brennan tries to swing pass, and it's incomplete. Intended for Adam Lang as fullback. That is not a fumble. It was a forward pass.
If Fordham wants to stay in this game, there's 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. This drive is important because they've gotten a break on the kickoff with tremendous field position in Holy Cross territory, and they desperately need a couple of first downs to convince Holy Cross that there's going to be a game today.
It's rain and sleet on the field at the moment.
Here's the barbed wire fence. Get another shot of that later on.
Gary Brennan, number 11, is the quarterback. He's a senior. He owns or shares 9 school records. Another flag is down on second down as Iacello gets maybe 2 yards before being brought down by Matt Nasser.
Well, you saw the wide receiver get a head start here, so this is a big run back.
And Mark Duffner's already signaling to move them back. Remember, on the last penalty, he declined it and settled for a 3rd and 4 instead of an extra down.
He'll take this one because
Dead ball foul. Ball start on the offense. No play.
5:57 to go in the first period. Holy Cross 7. Fordham nothing.
Recognize that guy there on the sidelines, Mike? Former coach of Mike Lynch at Harvard.
That's Larry Glick.
Ball start.
He's Juristics defensive back coach for 7 years. His offensive back coach for 6 years. Played at Villanova. Played for the Chicago Bears. Played against John Morris in the college all-star game.
I remember it well, even though it was about 45 years ago.
Second down and 15 yards to go. Fordham. Brennan gives to Iasello. Maybe he has a yard. Approaching midfield. Pete Danker. Early nose guard for Holy Cross with assistance from Tom McDonald. There's a shot of the weather, and those fortunate enough to be underneath, except for a little bit of a chill, they're shielded from it. But there's a pretty hefty crowd across the way standing.
It's Irish weather for you. 15 minutes ago, you could have gone to the beach.
Third down and 14 for Fordham, just shy of midfield. Brennan wants to throw. He is throwing long, looking down the sideline. The Potamousas. And it sails out of bounds. Chris Kovac, stride for stride with Potamousas. There's another flag down. Fordham is guilty again. This one, I think they'll decline.
Mark Duffner already signaling. Decline it over on the far sideline.
Holding on the offense. Decline. Fourth down.
I like that college rule, Mike, when they don't tell you who does the holding. Offensive linemen love that. You see pros to change that.
Jed Wallace will punt once again from his own 35-yard line. Now Hebron will field the punt. Holy Cross with a 9-man rush, and it's blocked. Holy Cross will have the football. Todd Araujo, number 26, got his hands on it. The Cross sent 9-man. And they finally got a piece of it. Araujo with a piece of it, and Holy Cross takes over now at the Fordham 38-yard line.
Todd Araujo from the right side got in there clean, and that is something that Fordham definitely did not need at this particular point in the game. Let's see if Chacho and Holy Cross can take advantage.
First and 10 for the Cross, the Fordham 38-yard line. Chacho wants someone first down. He's got Bowie. And Bowie is driven out of bounds by Brad Jordan.
That's the same pattern that Huey ran on the last possession and dropped the ball on the sideline. This time he made sure to catch it. And it's there all day long if Chacho and Holy Cross wants to take advantage of it.
Forward progress was almost to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 8. And Chacho now has a second down and 2. Roman is wide to the left. And Gibbons is in motion. On second and 2. Fuller. Maybe 2 yards and close to the first down. Pat O'Doherty in on the tackle along with Ryan Reinert. And who else? Mark Blajewski.
Very active coach on the sideline. A lot of head coaches, as Mark Duffner will say, a lot of head coaches leave that to the assistant coaches. Not Mark. He's on top of every aspect of the game.
Third and inches for Holy Cross. They bring in Sean Sierra in the backfield. Actually, they're in the wishbone right now. Chacho takes it himself, and he's got the first down.
I'm surprised that Fordham would just concede that to him. You saw the middle linebacker. He was about 3 yards off the ball. It almost looked as though Chacho got up over the ball, saw that he had the quarterback sneak, and just gave the center a tap. Short yardage, you would suspect that middle linebacker right up on top of the ball.
Another first down for Holy Cross. They lead it 7-0 with 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. Gallagher comes, Gallagher goes and stops. Fuller has the ball and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Aaron Doherty out of St. John's Prep from Danvers. Kurt Geisler. And on the stop.
Fordham's defensive line is doing a nice job so far today. That's a very strong, experienced offensive line in front of them. I mean, Holy Cross only has one junior, the rest of them are seniors, and yet that Fordham defensive line is doing a nice job. And Kurt Geisler, number 97, the right defensive tackle, is going to get in a lot of plays.
Second and 10 for Holy Cross. Fuller the lone back on play action. Chacho looking, he has Huey. Huey has it and is inside the 20-yard line and close to a first down. Joe Rowan in on the stop.
Chacho continues to go short. The tight end has caught 2 passes so far. He's thrown a couple to the backs. The only time he's gone deep resulted in a touchdown. Again, you'll see this play. The tight end 86 comes off the ball to the left. Again, Chacho with a little too much time to throw the ball. Finally gets some pressure. Throws it off his back foot. That's not a bad pass, off balance.
Third down and just over a yard to go inside the 20-yard line. Again, out of the wishbone they go. And they give us to Fuller. He's got the first down. He drives it down inside the 10-yard line. Lajewski and Rowan in on the stop, but not before Jerome Fuller gives Holy Cross the first down.
Here's that offensive line from Holy Cross that I was telling you so much about. It's starting to wear down the Fordham defense. This time, good movement off the ball. And really, there's so many places to run. It's almost as though Fuller can't decide which way to go, but they just push those white shirts completely off the line.
10-yard line.
First and goal for Holy Cross at exactly the 10-yard line. Chacho on first down, lets it fly in the end zone. Caught, but out of bounds. Joe Riley had it. You need 1 foot to come down in college football, but he was clearly out of bounds. Mike Wilt with him, step for step.
Good job by Wilt. There was no chance that was going to get a touchdown. Number 29, Mike Wilt, the quarterback, he was all over Riley. Timing pattern, they tried to throw it down on a time catch and release in the end zone, but Wilt did not find it.
So it is second down and goal to go for Holy Cross at exactly the 10-yard line. Chacho wants to throw again, looks back. He's got Riley. Riley into the 5. He's driving. Can he get in? Just down at the 1-yard line. Riley brought down by Greg Jones.
Short pass to the outlet. Number 93, Ryan Reinert, almost makes the interception here. The defensive lineman, if you see it on the side of your screen there, almost makes a play.
Timeout, Holy Cross.
Because he didn't, then it left some opening for Riley, and he took advantage of it.
Mark Duffner has called timeout. He wants to talk about this. He knows if he can get 7, he can really put the squeeze on Fordham.
Holy Cross is really starting to grind him down here on this. Watch Riley again. Let's see if we can see number 93, Ryan Reinert, who's a defensive tackle who almost makes this play on a little quick outlet. It's time. There's a defensive tackle, almost makes the play, but Riley breaks a couple of tackles and then picks up the yardage. That's a time pattern. You saw Chacho. He wasn't even looking until he threw the ball. Just turn around and throw it. You better hope the receiver's open.
It's almost like a little hitch screen.
Yeah.
And you wait for the couple interior linemen to peel off. Holy Cross has been tearing it apart on third down. They've converted 5 of 6. They now have a third and goal from about the 3. And they come out in the wishbone again. They give it to Sean Sierra, and he's in for the touchdown.
That was just a little too easy for the Fordham fans, I'm sure. That was untouched into the end zone. No challenge whatsoever as Holy Cross gets their second touchdown here in the first quarter.
That's Sean Sierra's 3rd touchdown of the year. He and Wickender come in short yardage situations in the wishbone. That time he just danced in.
Fordham's worst fear. They know that deep down they have to understand they probably haven't got much of a chance to win this game, but I'm sure the coaches and players are thinking if we could just stay close in the first quarter, maybe we could get a couple of breaks and get in this game. They didn't need to be down 14-0 in the first quarter.
Anthony Pignio on to attempt to make it 14-0, and he does. 1:24 to go, first period.
Watch the offensive line. Just got all the white shirts down as Sean Sierra cuts back and then really almost uncontested into the end zone for an easy touchdown for Holy Cross. And that offensive line of theirs, Holy Cross, you see them from the end zone angle, really starting to get the job done now. They're just wearing down this Fordham team. You see the tight end there, Huey, doing a nice job on the block. Easy touchdown for Holy Cross.
That drive was 9 plays, 38 yards. That took just under 4 minutes to go.
That's as close as you'll see Holy Cross grinding it out. 9 plays and 38 yards. They like to go for the quick strikes. At that time, I think they just they showed their offensive superiority with a good-looking drive. A lot of talent on that Holy Cross team, Mike. An experienced veteran team. The senior class is the last scholarship, full scholarship class for Holy Cross. And they want to go out as an undefeated team. They've got a good opportunity to do that. One more game after this one against Colgate.
They changed kickoff net. Bill Sachs.
Somehow, I suspect they
Anthony Pignio, rather, is kicking off. Jeff Meter, who spiraled the last kick, is watching.
Jeff's career as a kicker is a short lived, huh?
Adam Lang brings it back to Fordham. And they will go to work from their own 38-yard line. Matt Nasser, among others, in on the stop.
See if the Irish crowd knows how to wave "We're number one." Well, they know to recognize the cameras, though. Pretty good-sized crowd here. I think they were expecting about 10,000. I'm not sure what the official count is, but it looks like those stands are filled there.
It's a busy sporting weekend in Limerick. There are a couple of big rugby matches going on. Rugby is a very big sport over here. Brennan on first down from his own 39-yard line. Pumps once and is dropped. Matt Nasser. Senior from Ormond Beach, Florida.
Matt Nasser is the defensive right end, and the quarterback just rolled right out into his face. Matt said, "Oh, here he is. I'll take advantage of this." You can see the quarterback rolling out. Number 95 will come into your screen on the right. The back didn't get him down on the ground. Matt makes the sack.
Second down and 15 to go. Under a minute to go. First period. Holy Cross leads it 14-0. Brennan has Iasello behind him. And Iasello has it on the draw. Iasello can't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Tom McDonald wrestles him to the ground.
Tom McDonald's one of the few juniors out there. Just overpowered his opponent on the offensive line. Never had a chance to block him. Made a nice play. We were talking about the crowd earlier, Mike, and it is a kind of a quiet crowd here, but probably because they're not sure who to root for. I mean, when you're in Ireland, when you're Irish, and you got two Catholic teams playing, you don't have any enemies.
You don't want to offend anybody either. You want to be as hospitable as possible. Third down. And a mile to go. Brennan is being chased out of the pocket, but he's got Iasello. Iasello trying to get the first down, gets to the 45. He'll be about 4 yards shy.
That's Fordham's best offensive play so far today. Now, that'll be interesting to see whether they decide to go for it or not. They've got fourth and about 5. I think at this point you might have to consider going for the first down.
Well, it's the end of the quarter, so they'll have a couple moments to think about it. We're coming to you from Limerick, Ireland. Our score, Holy Cross 14, Fordham nothing. We'll be back after these messages. We are back for a second quarter action where Jed Wallace will kick it away for Fordham. Remember, his last punt was blocked. 9 men are rushing again, and he gets this one away. Al Hebron lets it drop and bounce inside the 30-yard line, where Holy Cross will go to work as the sun comes back out at Gaelic grounds. I told you, John, that storm was being shooed out of here.
I don't know if it's warming up or not, but I'm sure the players will take this right now. Anything better than that sleet and rain we saw a few minutes ago. You see the crowd again.
Those of you back home in New England and the New York, New Jersey area may recognize a face or two in the crowd. A lot of people made the trip over here. Fordham fans and Holy Cross fans. On first down, Tom Chacho back, and he is looking for Riley. Riley long and deep. Riley, oh! Would he like to have that one back?
Riley doesn't drop very many. And that one he was looking at a sure touchdown as he had gotten behind Fred DeVito, number 22, the defensive back. And I don't think Chacho can throw it much better than he throws this one. This is long and deep down the right sideline. And as we see it, you'll watch Riley wondering how in the world this one got away from him.
Fred DeVito may have gotten a mitten in there. And
maybe, but I don't think so.
He may not have touched the ball, but he just may have screened him temporarily. Second and 10 for Holy Cross. Nacho has Louis in motion. He is just checked out. Let's see what he comes up with. Being chased out of the pocket. He looks across the middle. He's got Huey. Huey is stripped. What a pop. Mike Wilt. Boy, you could see that coming.
Yeah, he did. He just put a shoulder pad right to the belly of Huey. Actually, I was a little surprised he did that because I thought Mike Wilt had a chance at the interception. Instead, it's almost as though he was determined to go after the tight end receiver. He mentioned this was a checkoff. I don't think he checked off for this play. Chacio's got something else in mind. As he looks over to his right, there's nothing there. He slips. Now he's on his own. Excellent scrambler, as all Holy Cross fans know. And he puts this ball right on the money, but it was the hit by defensive back Wilt that caused the problem here. And Ron Huey is still down over on the far sideline.
We hope it is just the wind knocked out of him.
He's been the favorite to target so far. Ron Huey has of Chacho. Let's see if we can pick up what happened here on the replay. I think this is going to be the wrong receiver. This receiver is open. He originally was looking for this for Mark Roman. Now he's got a scramble. See Roman coming back towards the quarterback. But the ball was thrown underneath to the tight end Ron Huey. Maybe you should have been looking at Roman right along. A little hard to find a receiver downfield when you're running for your life, and that's what Chacho was doing on that particular play. Mike Wilt made the hit on Ron Huey, who is now up and seems to be okay.
Ron Huey, with the wind knocked out of him, will sit, catch his breath. Lenny DeMontenac replaces him at tight end. Although the tight ends very rarely play tight in this offense. Chacho on 3rd down and 10 has 3 wide receivers. Throws left, being chased out of the pocket. The line of scrimmage, gets 2, 3, maybe 4 yards and knocked out of bounds. Brad Johnson, number 8, chasing him out from Fordham.
Keeping the fans behind the barbed wire, Mike. That seems to be a European tradition. Maybe we should import it to Foxborough. I don't know whether that's to keep the fans off the field or the players out of the stands. But anyway, you'll see that barbed wire all around the field.
Mark Duffner is all over one of the officials. He'll lose this argument, and Holy Cross will punt. Jeff Meter, number 3 in punt formation. Brad Jordan is back for Fordham. He's got a whistle to stop the play, and I believe it's going to be a delay of game.
Dead ball.
25 second clock in college football. They actually have one here at both ends of the stadium. A lot of the equipment was imported. The goalposts had been stored in Dublin for 2 years when BC and Army played over there. They were transported down here, and so was the scoreboard that's been in storage. It originally came over to Ireland from South Dakota. So Meter will get it away again, 5 yards deeper than he stood previously. See him standing back just outside his 10-yard line. High, long, deep, driving kick that Jordan has to field at his own 23. He gets across the 30, the 40. He's up the midfield, runs into one of the officials. Oh, my.
It won't count. It's going to come back anyway because of the clip. Kevin Butler, number 47, is the blocker for Fordham. The clip downfield, and unfortunately for Fordham, when they do get a break, something goes against them.
Brad Jordan just surpassed the Fordham record for punt returns in the season. Fortunately, it won't count, but it's worth a look anyway.
Terrific punt by Holy Cross. Drives the receiver way back. We'll see if you can see number 47 coming into your screen on the left here for Fordham. And you'll see the play. Well, you don't see it, but that was the clip was right there when he caught the ball. But so many times that happens. It's that one block that springs the run back guy, and that time it was on the illegal block. So bring it on back.
We're recording the statistics for this game. Make sure we give one of the officials a tackle. So instead of having the ball at midfield, Fordham goes to work at their own 12-yard line. They trail 14-0. We've got 13 minutes to go until halftime. On first down, Brennan rolls right, complete, passes out of bounds. Tom Garlick, his favorite receiver, his first catch of the day, driven out of bounds by Mike Walsh.
I thought that was his first catch. When he said that, I wondered if it was, because he's the leading receiver for Fordham. We thought we'd see a lot more of him. Fordham is not that deep on offense that they can afford to use Garlick as a decoy.
Holy Cross with 134 yards of total offense in the first quarter. There are the numbers, and this is one of those instances where the numbers and statistics do tell the story of the game. Second down, Fordham gives this to Iasello on the right side, and he's out to the 20-yard line. Rob Milinetti in on the tackle. Fordham's trying to get something going. I'm trying to figure out what happened when they spotted that ball after the first down. Garlick went out of bounds. It looked like he gained more yards, and yet they had a second down and 10.
They ruled that he was out of bounds when he caught it?
They might have. Now it is third down and a long 2 yards to go. Brennan has Iasello and Lang in I formation. Goes to the left side. Garlick has it, but he will not have the first down. Or will he? He will.
That's more what I think Fordham has to do right now. The little short outs. Take advantage of Garlick. He's your best receiver. This time they just roll out to his side and don't sit up there and wait for the long pass. Just go for it quickly. You can see it's a sprint out this time. The quarterback throws on the run. That's a tough pass to throw, but a good one. They pick up the first down.
Second first down of the afternoon. The Fordham Rams. Brennan has Iasello, the lone back behind him. On first down, Brennan rolls right. Has Lang, but Lang drops it.
Well, if you're going to use that type of offense, it becomes important that you catch the ball. Now we're going to have a flag because there's a fight in the middle of the field. Now, this is what the Irish fans like. They're used to this sort of thing. This should get them on their feet. No, it didn't.
Mike Trent.
Well, this is probably going to be one of these offsetting penalties, which means absolutely nothing.
Mike Tranzilli, guilty party for Fordham.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against both teams. Penalties will be offset. It will be second down.
All of which means nothing. Don't do it again, fellas. But I started to say, if Fordham wants to get this offense rolling, I think they're on the right track, Mike, with the short passes, the sprint outs, and the rollouts. But if you're going to do that, you've got to catch the ball. And Adam Lang, the fullback that time, dropped an easy one.
Second down and 10 to go for the Rams of Fordham in their white jerseys. Brennan is 3 out of 8 for 29 yards. And he is now 4 out of 9. The 39 yards as Tom Garlick picks up just about 10 yards after being brought down by Rob Milinetti.
Nice pass by Brennan, the quarterback here. This one's right on the numbers, right between the 1 and the 6. As Garlick gets open on the right side. Again, a short sprint out. Good protection that time and a good pass. Pretty good move by Garlick that time. As you can see, he drove the quarterback way off and cut back to the inside.
3rd and inches for Fordham. Their own 34-yard line. They have not converted a third down attempt this afternoon. Brennan to Garlick. He's got the ball and the first down.
Well, you can see the obvious change in the Fordham offensive thinking now, and it's paying off for them. The short, quick passes don't give that defensive line time to get to your quarterback. Short setups. I think they're ready for play action. Holy Cross might be right for that right now.
Brennan attempts a little bit more than 30 passes per game.
By play action, what I mean is to fake that outside pass and then send the receiver upfield.
Sorry, good peek at Tom Garlick. Iasello trying to get outside. He does. He turns the corner and gets maybe 6. Matt Morgan, number 7, chasing him out of bounds. It looked like Iasello had nothing, and all of a sudden, pretty good pickup.
He did a good job of getting around the corner. Iasello at 232 pounds is probably not known for his outside speed. More of a power runner inside, but this time does a nice job of making it, turning that corner, gets stiff on there, almost gets it outside, completely down the sideline.
He's their leading ball carrier this year. And only 232 yards for the season. And that tells you what their offensive thinking is. Throw on 2nd and 2. Brennan rolls to the short side of the field. He's got Item Lang. And Lang is close to the first down.
There you have it. That is close to the first down. But again, that short sprint out pass, take advantage of the backs, pick up the yards in short doses, and that's what Fordham's doing right now successfully. That was good for the first down.
This field was lined this week for American football. And as of 2 days ago, there were only yard markers at 10-yard intervals. See the group of some of the standing room customers as they look on to the pitch of Gaelic Grounds. On first down, running back to throw. He's got Garlick on the curl. Garlick has it inside the 40-yard line. Mike Walsh brings him down, not before another first down for the Rams.
Good job by Garlick finding the seam in the zone, as they like to say so often. Rob Milanetti almost gets a shot at this, but look at how he just sort of curls it up in there, doesn't go too far downfield, and the quarterback finds him. Also a nice job of hanging on, a pretty good hit. Tom Garlick, their leading receiver, just a junior.
He's had 3 100-yard plus games so far. 6 touchdowns. Holy Cross 14, Fordham nothing. On first down, Iasello gets maybe a yard before he's tripped up by Fred Clark. Ron Flauto. Actually, it was Flauto one of the stop. Apologies to the Flauto family, and friends, and fans.
Good picture of the stadium here.
Yeah, it's an unusual structure. Unusual for us as Americans, but not unusual over here in Ireland. Always one side of the field where there's covered, and then there's the standing part. Brennan on 2nd down and 10. Back to pass. Iasello's out of the backfield. He has it inside the 30. Driven out of bounds at the 25-yard line, and another first down. Scott McCabe chasing him out of bounds. The Rams are on the move.
Quite sure why Holy Cross linebackers are having such a difficult time covering their fullbacks, but Iasello was wide open right over the middle that time. Larry Glick sees an opportunity. He's been throwing the backs very successfully so far today.
We may not see another running play the whole game.
Neither team's real fond of running, you know.
On 1st and 10, Garlick has it inside the 15-yard line before being wrestled down. And he's close to another first down. Matt Morgan, number 7, brings down Tommy Garlick.
That's about the 4th time they've thrown that slant into Garlick over on the right side in this drive. And I think the cornerback for Holy Cross might have to come up and challenge him. As you can see, 15 is giving him a little too much room. Mike Walsh there. And Garlick takes advantage of it and just runs the slant in. Walsh is going to have to move up and play a little bump and run to stop that one.
First and 10 for Fordham. The ball is at the 13-yard line. Gives to Iasello. He tries the right side, and he goes nowhere. Corey Vincent, number 79, made sure of that.
There's a player on that defensive line, Corey Vincent. That's, I think, the best defensive lineman that Holy Cross has had in a long, long time. And he's the guy that intercepted that pass against Lafayette. Ran down the field, ran out of gas, and finally turned it over to a linebacker with a terrific play.
Ray Vincent is a senior from Shelton, Connecticut. There's the ground level view of what Fordham and Holy Cross are looking at. 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 13. Brennan rolls left. He's looking for Garlick. He doesn't have it. He tries to throw back across the field, and Garlick has it. What a catch. A dangerous pass thrown by Brennan, but he got away with it.
Garlic was rolling out to his left, and I think the intended receiver in the end zone was number 2, John Potamoussis, but Potamoussis drew a crowd down there. There were 3 purple shirts all over. Now the quarterback's on his own and does a nice job just to find the receiver. As the receiver, Garlic, comes back for the ball. I don't know how that one got in there. I'm sure that Brennan doesn't either. Nevertheless, Garlic came up with a play and a key one to keep it going.
So it is 3rd down and 2 yards to go. The biggest play of the game so far for Fordham. The give is to Iasello. He has the first down. And he's close to the goal line.
That was a key play, Mike, for Fordham and their offense. I don't know how Brennan got that ball in there. An ill-advised pass because it could have easily been intercepted, but nevertheless, Fordham came up with it and a chance to perhaps get back in this game with 7 minutes left in the half.
Iasello has the first down. It's 1st and goal to go for Fordham. The ball is at about the 2-yard line. Iasello and Lang in the I formation. Iasello, touchdown.
That's a big one for Fordham, and a nice job by the offensive line to get Iasello into the end zone. They haven't had much to cheer about in this game, but they certainly do now as they've narrowed it to 14-6. See if you can see the offensive line getting the push here. Iasello is the running back from the deep I 38, but really he doesn't get hit till he's about 2 yards into the backfield. Easy touchdown for Fordham. Good movement up front there by number 67. The offensive line, the back goes in and gets the linebacker, and Iasello powers it into the touchdown.
John O'Hagan is in to attempt the extra point. Try to bring Fordham within 7. Ball down, kick is up. And it is wide to the left. So, with 6:42 to go until halftime, our score from Limerick. Holy Cross 14, Fordham 6. The Wild Geese Classic will return after these messages.
Who can you trust these days to take care of your car when it starts shaking?
Or pulling, or rattling,
Or squeaking?
or suspension or alignment? Nobody beats Midas.
I worry about something I can't see.
What your eyes can't see, our state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment will show you. Whatever the problem, we keep it from getting bigger. So for alignment shocks or struts, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Buy any Midas shock or strut now and get the second one for 50% off. Installed.
I've always had this idea of what college should be. It's more than books.
More than classrooms. They're important, the most important.
But they're not everything. I wanted a real campus life.
A fuller experience, and I wasn't getting it. So I transferred to Hofstra.
To Hofstra.
To Hofstra.
For information, call 516-HOF-STRA. Hofstra University. We teach success.
Back when I played with the Orioles, I enjoyed being associated with baseball's best. I still do. That's why I'm signing a limited edition of these great baseball books from World of Baseball. And I'll be back in a minute to show you how to call for your own autographed copy.
This great new library of blind books hits home with memorable photography, fascinating stat graphics, and colorful writing that captures the game as never before. Call this toll-free number now and start with a free 10-day preview of The Sluggers. If you don't agree this power-packed volume is a hit, return it and pay nothing. Keep it for the low introductory price of only $14.95, and other valuable additions will follow every other month. Satisfaction guaranteed.
If you love baseball, call now and lead off with a big hit. A free 10-day preview of The Sluggers. Keep it, and I'll send you a personally autographed collector's edition of The Fielders. There is only a limited edition of these autographed copies, so call now. I hope this one's for you or a friend of yours.
Well, Fordham moves 88 yards, and remember that drive started after the clipping call on what appeared to be a good punt return. 88 yards and 16 plays. We've got a football game, folks. Joe Riley outside his 20 to his 30, and that's where Holy Cross will start.
Let's see if Holy Cross can answer that drive, Mike, because you're right, we do have a football game, and I think Fordham believes right now. If their defense can do something right now on this drive, all of a sudden Fordham's got to think differently about the game. An excellent drive that time on offense. 16 plays, 88 yards. Good job of mixing up the short passes and the runs. And then Fordham earned that touchdown.
And on that drive, Tom Garlick set a career mark for receptions for Fordham. More on Garlick when Fordham has the football back. Now Holy Cross on first down. Chacho has the ball knocked down, batted away, and nearly picked up. Aaron Doherty got his hands on it.
I think that was Ryan Reinhardt over there, number 93, who jumped up and knocked it down. Mark Duffner trying to convince his players, hey, don't believe everything you read about Fordham. These guys came to play today.
Another shot of Gaelic grounds. Outside. Downtown Olympic area. Sean Sierra on second down has nothing. He is smothered.
This Fordham team came to play on this series, and that was important. The defense knows that they can get back in this game. Scott Mabry, the defensive tackle, makes a nice play in there, but you can see the spirit on that defense at Fordham right now. They're realizing, hey, if we stop this Holy Cross team, look what can happen here.
Third down and 12 yards to go for Holy Cross.
Key now is don't become too over-enthusiastic. Remember what you have to do. You've got Holy Cross backed up. Take advantage of it right now. 3 wideouts for Holy Cross. 4 now.
On 3rd and 12, Chacho looks right, now looks back to his left, throws across the middle. Well, DeMontenac had the ball. How will they rule it? Incomplete.
He had it, but I think Craig Jones came up and made a play to knock it away.
Take a look at that sideline. This is a different Fordham team.
Nice play again by number 27, Craig Jones, who almost knocked away the touchdown pass. That time did make the play to knock the ball down. Holy Cross is forced to punt.
Jeff Meter, number 3, in punt formation for the Cross. Brad Jordan is back to return. Remember his last return was the Dandy. He was called back for a clip. Meter gets it away. It'll hit and roll. Jordan has no chance to field it. And it will roll dead just inside the 30-yard line.
Big series for Fordham on defense. They got the job done. Forced Holy Cross to punt, and it's a 14-6 game with 5.5 minutes left. We're going to see that last third down pass by Holy Cross. See if you can see the defensive back, number 27, Craig Jones, come in here and make another nice play. Chacho has time to throw it, and actually, he's got the receiver for the first down. This would have been a first down, but number 27 comes up and knocks it away. Looked like it was going to be caught by DeMontenac, but no. Craig Jones knocked it away.
Every defensive back coach loves to see that. A DB stripping the ball away from a receiver. 1st and 10 for Fordham. The give is to Iasello, and he has maybe 2 yards. Chris Kovath in on the tackle.
Fordham's favorite play. They send the fullback from the left side who's flanked. They send him in to trap the defensive lineman. And it's worked almost every time they've run it. The defensive linemen are getting trapped all the time. Fortunately for Holy Cross, the linebackers are filling.
Fordham has won just 2 games this year. They have lost 6. Holy Cross is undefeated at 9-0. They have won 18 football games in a row. On 2nd and 5, Brennan rolls right, trying to turn the corner. He's being chased by Corey Vincent and brought down. You were right, John. He is a great defensive lineman, and
I like him a lot. And pretty good speed for a guy his size. He weighs about 225. That's linebacker size. He takes advantage of that speed and quickness that he has. That time you saw him chase the quarterback down, Brennan.
So Vincent puts Fordham in a hole offensively. With a 3rd down now, and about 14 yards to go from their own, what should we call it, 27? Hard to see those lines down there. Running back to pass, looking over the middle. The throw is deep and almost intercepted by Ron Flauto. Intended for Scott Halverson. Flauto nearly made it a great one-handed interception.
I think you got to question the call on that one. They have been successful on offense by throwing the short passes. They did a nice job on the last drive, 88 yards with the short passes. Why all of a sudden they're trying to throw it deep? An ill-advised pass that really should have been intercepted by Holy Cross.
I think that's what Larry's talking to Gary Brendan about right now. Al Hebron back to receive Jed Wallace's punt. Holy Cross again will send 9 men after Wallace. They nearly got a piece of it. Hebron has just 5 yards on the return. Wallace tried to get a roughing the kicker call, but Bob Lynch wouldn't buy it. Adam Lang in on the tackle. Holy Cross will start with excellent field position.
Not quite sure why that wasn't roughing the kicker. Sean Halley was in there and blocked into the kicker, but it looked to me like he got a piece of the, might have got a piece of the ball. That's the reason for the non-call. Crowd on their hands right now here in Limerick, Ireland. We need a good Protestant team here, Mike, to root against. I think that's the problem.
First and 10 for Holy Cross. Chacho wants to throw and first down. He throws over the middle and he has number 22, Al Hebron, who's down inside the 30-yard line. Greg Jones finally in on the tackle, but not before a pickup of 20 yards.
A lot of people think Tom Chacho has a pro arm. I'm one of them. I think he does, and you'll see it this time. It's a difficult pass to throw. As he's rolling to his left, he's got Hebron running the corner, post corner. He really drills it in there. Right on the money, and a good pass.
Well, Chacho saw something he didn't like, but Fordham saw something they didn't like either. The Rams called timeout.
Their first timeout.
All right, you heard Bob Lynch on the call. So, our score, Holy Cross 14, Fordham 6. We'll be back from Limerick after this. We're not sure if that's a wild geese or not, or goose, we should say.
Is he leaving or is he coming?
And that's the view from outside the stadium here. Miles around as far as the eye can see. Everything is beautiful. And it's green, most of it.
There is a gorgeous country. We had a chance to tour the countryside for a day or two. And everything that it's been made out to be. Ireland's a gorgeous place and filled with warm, friendly people, too.
Holy Cross with a first down at 10 at the Fordham 28-yard line. Again, Chacho with one back in the backfield and 4 wideouts. Looks like he's checking off again. This time he rolls right with a flag down and lets fly for Gallagher. Gallagher is tripped.
Gallagher wants to call, probably should have gotten one, but I don't think it's going to matter anyway because we've got a flag upfield.
Brad Jordan was step for step, and Gallagher wound up being tripped.
It looked like you were right on the checkoff, Mike. Tom Chacho checked the play off, and a couple of the offensive linemen didn't hear it, didn't get the count, and moved a little early. Fordham's trying to decide do they want to accept this penalty or not.
Well, if they take it, it'll be 1st and 15. If they decline it, it'll be 2nd and 10.
I'm not sure what the decision's all about. You got to take this one back.
Yeah. You get down inside the 30, yardage is important because you have to consider field goals.
Illegal shift against the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Holy Cross does a lot of shifting. They usually have one back in the backfield, and they move their wide receiver and wide outs, tight ends. But they're not even using a tight end at the moment. There are the numbers for Tommy Chacho, 10 for 19. He's going to attempt his 20th pass now. Looking back across the field, he's got Al Hebron. Hebron is back to the original line of scrimmage. To bring up a 2nd and 10. Brad Jordan and Mark Lajusi in on the tackle.
It takes a strong arm to do what Chacho does. You see him so often roll out one way or the other and then throw back across the field. And that, with a weak arm or somebody that's going to float it, that pass can easily be intercepted. But not in Chacho's case. He manages to drill it that time like the Hebron. You can see he's really throwing it off balance here, but he puts a lot of, look at that ball, tight spiral, gets a lot on it. No chance of that one being intercepted.
Drives defensive backs crazy too when you look one way and then come back the opposite way. Chacho again looks right. This time he's going to throw right across the middle. Here's Roman. Roman has the ball. Can he get in the end zone? Touchdown! Tell you what, Mark Roman doesn't waste many catches, does he? Like Jerry Rice. If I'm going to catch it, I might as well score.
A terrific play by Mark Roman as he ran a slant from the right side And a pretty good pass by Chacho, but it was a bit high. Roman went up and grabbed it, and then it was an athletic ability that got it into the end zone from there.
Anthony Pignio on. Try to give Holy Cross their 21st point of the afternoon. Ball's down, the kick is up, and it's good. There's a flag down. Appears to have been Fordham moving.
Kick is good. Defense was offside. Will penalize 5 yards on the kickoff.
So Holy Cross goes on top 21-6 now. We've got 2:55 to go until halftime.
An important drive by Holy Cross on offense. They answered the call. Fordham had gotten back into the game to narrow it to 14-6. But Holy Cross's offense, when they needed it, came right back. All the way down the field, a terrific pass from Tom Chacho to Roman. Mark Roman, the backup quarterback. You'd never know that by looking at him in his speed at wide receiver. But he runs a slant on the right side, and an important touchdown for Holy Cross. Chacho just drills in there. Good catch. Now watch the athletic ability as he avoids a couple of tackles. He makes it into the end zone. That's Roman's 9th touchdown of the year. Not bad for a former quarterback. When you were quarterback at Harvard, Mike, did they let you catch the ball every once in a while?
Only on the scout squad. He's a terrific athlete. His dad, Mark Roman's dad, actually played football for Fordham years ago. I always said the quarterbacks were the best athletes on the team anyway.
Did you always say that? Was that considered a skill position?
Well, he's having a great year. One game against Brown, he caught 11 catches. He had a 95-yard touchdown against Bucknell. He's a senior from Reading, Connecticut, and just said last spring, he said, look, I'd like to play.
He came up with a big one that time because Fordham was starting to think that they could win this game.
Brad Jordan takes it from his own 5, out across the 20-yard line and dropped it to 22. It only took Holy Cross 3 plays to go 47 yards. In just over a minute. Fordham goes to work now. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Brennan gives to Iasello, who powers his way out to the 30-yard line. Ron Flauto finally brought Iasello down. Iasello is built low to the ground. He's 6'1". He weighs 200 pounds. 2:29 to go till halftime. Clock running. Holy Cross 21, Fordham 6. This is the Wild Geese Classic coming to you from Limerick, Ireland. And Tony Iasello has the first down for Fordham as they try to get some points on the board before the break. Matt Morgan in on the tackle.
I think you mentioned it, Mike. Iasello is the leading ground gainer for Fordham, but it's only 200 and some yards on the season. And we didn't expect to see much running, but there are 2 plays in a row right up the middle. They've done a nice job. In fact, I think throughout most of this first half, the running game has been fairly effective for Fordham.
Well, this game hasn't gone to the dogs just yet, but those puppies are having some fun. So are an awful lot of other people who are here. On 1st and 10, Brennan looking across the middle. The ball is batted. Ball's incomplete. Fred Clark, number 2. We're still trying to figure out why a defensive end was number 2.
I think maybe one of his numbers fell off his shirt. Pressure on the quarterback that time. 95 was in there as well. Matt Nasser.
1:50 to go until halftime. 2nd down and 10 for Fordham at their own 39-yard line. Gary Brennan, their senior quarterback. Back to pass. He's looking right down the right side for Sean Harris, and it goes out of bounds. Chris Kobath on the coverage.
First time Fordham's gone after Chris Kobath down there at Holy Cross, and that's probably a wise decision. He is certainly their best defensive backs, had a terrific year, and you can see why on that play. Excellent coverage.
So with 1:44, now 3rd and 10.
And there's 1,400 or so fans that arrived from Boston and from New York to see this game.
Well worth the trip. Brennan looks long and deep to the sidelines, has Garlick, who has the first down, and he's into Holy Cross territory at the 45.
A couple of charters out of Boston and New York by Aer Lingus. Enjoyed the trip over here. Tom Garlick, the wide receiver, he has been hot today. Again, the favorite receiver of Brennan. You'll see why. Garlick manages to get open.
Once the stakes are set, the clock continues to run at 1:30. Fordham trails 21-6. They get a first down from the 45-yard line. Tony Iasello, who has the lone touchdown for Fordham, muscled down after a 2-yard gain by Fred Clark. Brings up second down, and the clock continues to run at 1:05 and counting. Fordham going without the huddle. Brennan has Iasello all by himself. John Potamoudis, top of the field. Potamoudis is open. Potamoudis has it. Potamoudis is down to the 20-yard line. And the clock will stop with 49 seconds to go. Mike Walsh on the tackle.
An excellent decision by Gary Brennan, the senior quarterback here. He's rolling out to the right. He's got plenty of room upfield to run the ball. Probably could have picked up 15 yards or so, but it would have taken time off the clock. He sees his receiver now and throws an excellent pass on the run. A good decision to stop the clock with 49 seconds left to go.
First and 10. Brennan is back to pass. Throws it over the middle. Garlick has it. Touchdown.
It's not as though Garlick's a stranger to the Holy Cross secondary. He has been wide open down there. This time he just beats Mike Walsh on a quick slant to the post, and he is wide open for the touchdown. And Fordham comes roaring back right before the half to make a game out of this. Continue to be impressed by the Fordham offense. They're hanging right in there. The quarterback, Brennan, the receiver, Tom Garlick. Big touchdown that time, and a good move to the inside by number 16.
And they missed the point after on their first touchdown, so there's no question now that they will go for 2. Scott Halverson is in at tailback, and Iasello moves up to fullback. Let's see what Fordham has. Halverson has it. He's going to throw the football, or try to throw it anyway, and it's no good. But remember, they can return this. They've got to stop him.
I think they really stepped out of bounds in the end zone, didn't they?
But in college football, you can return that for points, and I don't think anybody realized it.
See if we can see Garlick on the left side, number 16, and runs a quick slant to the inside. You'll see how wide open he is, as Mike Walsh, number 15, just missed the coverage. And Fordham comes back, 21-12 with 43 seconds left to go.
You know, it always amazes me how well clubs move the ball without a huddle. Well, they're celebrating on the Fordham sideline. They've narrowed the deficit. It's Holy Cross 21, Fordham 12. We'll be back from Limerick after these messages. We are back with Bill Sachs kicking off. And Joe Riley is deep to receive it. He has it at his own 10-yard line. Across the 20, the 25, trying to turn the corner at the 30 and driven out of bounds at the 35 by Brad Jordan.
Well, I don't think Mark Duffner of Holy Cross knows what it means to sit on the ball at any time in the game, but with the 36 seconds left to go in the half and a 21-12 lead, he might do it this time, although it's completely out of character for him, so don't be surprised if Chacho throws it downfield.
Well, Fordham get on the board. We thought they might run out of time. And it only took them 2 minutes and 7 seconds to move 78 yards. Let's see what Holy Cross has in mind. First down to the 35-yard line. Nope, they're not sitting on it. Chacho to the wide side. Roman has it. Stays in bounds. Can't get out of bounds. The clock continues to run. 28 seconds, but it will stop until the stakes are set. That's a rule in college football that's different from pro football. They'll hold the clock until those orange yard markers are set. Then the official will crank his arm and the clock will continue to run. There it goes. See the Holy Cross assistant coaches. Right in the middle is Billy McGovern. Chacho on first down has Roman again. This time he gets out of bounds and has the first down with 19 seconds to go.
They came out thinking touchdown or field goal right from the beginning. They're trying to go for it, even with 36 seconds left to go when they got possession of the ball. Now it's down to 19.
The clock will not start now until the ball is snapped. The Holy Cross can go to the huddle. We saw them do this in practice 2 days ago. 2-minute drill. Chacho on first down from the 42-yard line. Looks right. Has Roman again. Roman to the 35, to the 30, and gets pushed out of bounds by John Clarkson. Clarkson actually did Holy Cross a favor there. Roman has the first down, and the clock is stopped.
It's a good call on that one, Mike. I'm not quite sure what Roman was thinking about. He's got to be concerned about the clock with 12 seconds left to go.
Roman is hurting. He took a shot right in the kidneys. And
Hasn't come out.
I'd be surprised. Chacho rolls left, looks back right. He's under some heat, throws it. Gallagher has it. Gallagher at the 15-yard line, and he's out of bounds. Clock stops with 5 seconds to go. Red DeVito in on the tackle.
What a terrific job of getting in position for at least an attempt at the field goal, which Holy Cross is going to try now. They started at their own 40-yard line with 36 seconds left to go in the half. I thought they might sit on it and nothing doing. They got them down into position to attempt the field goal, and a good job on the Holy Cross offense.
Anthony Pignio is 7 of 10 for field goals this year. This will be a 35-yard attempt. He has not missed inside 30 yards, and he is 3 for 6 from this distance. Ball down. Pignio's kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. On the final play of the first half, Anthony Pignio hits from 35 yards out. And that has to be a lift for Holy Cross as they head into the dressing room. So our halftime score, Holy Cross 24, Fordham 12. John and I will be back with some halftime festivities. A lot more from Limerick, Ireland as the Wild Geese Classic continues. Today's Wild Geese Football Classic is sponsored in part by Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized. By Reebok, who remind you that life is short, play hard. By the Dairy Farmers of New England, who remind you to drink milk because you're not a kid anymore. And by Midas, for mufflers, brakes, and shocks, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Mike Lynch and John Morris back with you at halftime from Limerick, Ireland. Holy Cross leads it 24-12, and who would have thought this game would be this close, John Morris?
Boy, Holy Cross never thought it would, and they're certainly in a ball game right now. Fordham's giving them everything they have and playing extremely well. If it weren't for those 2 long touchdown passes from Chacho to Roman, it'd be even closer than it is, and Holy Cross got their hands full.
This has the makings for a great second half, and John and I will be back to bring you all the action from Limerick, Ireland, right after these messages. After a turnover, we pick up the action later in the quarter.
Johnny Unitas, Cubs. I knew those would make a comeback someday. Meter gets it away. It is high and deep, and Jordan has to call for a fair catch at the 10. I think one of the things that Mark Duffner does so well is to keep his team motivated. There's many times this season where they have won the game easily, Mike, and I think Duffner does a real good job of keeping his team in the game and not letting them sit back and relax. I think that theory is going to be tested today, though. 24-12, it wasn't supposed to be this close. And Fordham has done a nice job of hanging in there. 11.5 minutes to go, third period. John mentioned Holy Cross 24, Fordham 12. Holy Cross in their home purple jerseys. Fordham, their traveling white uniforms. Quarterback is Gary Brennan, number 11, and their right tackle, Mike Transilli, moves, and it'll cost them 5 yards.
Dead ball foul. Ball start. The offense. No first down. 5-yard penalty.
No, Mike, just again to follow up with a comment that made about Mark Duffner. The Holy Cross job is an attractive job for any head coach, and I think next year is going to be the real test, because the senior class right now is the last full scholarship class that Holy Cross will have, and next year they'll be playing on an even playing field with all the other teams in the conference, and I think that's when Mark's really going to find out how good a coach he is, and a recruiter as well.
Holy Cross and Fordham both play in the Patriot League. Here's Brennan throwing out of his own end zone and nearly has it picked off by a couple of purple jerseys. It was intended for John Potamoose, or Mousis, I should say, and Ron Flato nearly had himself a bingo.
Potamoose's number 2 comes in motion and runs to the outside. The linebacker for Holy Cross, Fred Clark, also number 2, does a pretty good job of getting back here, forcing the quarterback to throw it a little higher. Good coverage by Clark. He had some help from his friends, too.
Third down and about 16 to go. No, second down. Check that. Second and 16 from their own, let's call it 5-yard line. Brennan rolls right, has a pass complete to tight end John Strauss. Strauss gives the Rams a little bit of breathing room, working room, outside the 10 to about the 12 or 13-yard line. Todd Arujo in on the tackle. From Martha's Vineyard, Arujo is. There's number 26. It's Freddie Clark as you're looking at there. You want to talk about road trips. Play football at Martha's Vineyard High School. You're going to hop on the ferry for every one of your games.
Trip across the pond is no big deal for him.
Right. Right at home here. Third down and 8 for the Rams of Fordham. Brennan is in trouble, trying to get out of the pocket, scrambling for the first down. Needs to get across the 20. He does. First down, Fordham. Mark Kirk with the hit, but not before Gary Brennan gives the Fordham Rams a first down.
Big play by Gary Brennan, the quarterback. He's been pressured several times today by the Holy Cross defense, but I don't think he's been sacked. Here it looks like they're going to get him, and they're going to get him for a loss that would force the punt, but instead he steps up and does an excellent job. Good athletic ability to pick up a very important first down for his team.
Going to tuck that ball away. He can get pried loose awful easy. The sun continues to shine on a beautiful Irish November Saturday. Trying to keep their drive alive. Iasello barely makes it to the line of scrimmage. He is driven out of bounds by Corey Vincent. Iasello scored one of the 2 Fordham touchdowns. We'll show members of the Fordham band.
Safely behind the barbed wire.
We've been to a few ball yards in our travels, so we'd like to see barbed wire around some of the fences. We won't mention any stadium names. Second down and 10 for Fordham. Iasello has it on the right side. Muscles his way to the 30-yard line. A pickup of about 6. Chris Kovath finally brought him down.
This is the offense that Fordham was successful with on that 88-yard drive in the first half. It made it 14-6. A couple of running plays to Iasello, short passes to the sideline. The only thing they haven't done in this drive that they did in the first half was those slant-in patterns to Tom Garlick, who caught 8 passes in the first half, and I would expect to see him to get back into this game shortly.
Third down and let's call it 3 yards to go. They need to get to about the 34-yard line. Lang comes in motion. Iasello has it. He has the first down, and he muscles his way up to the 45, 46-yard line. Matt Morgan finally brought him down, but Tony Iasello continues to run the ball well. He had 46 yards in the first half.
Good call by Fordham. I think they caught Holy Cross by surprise. Holy Cross had a slant to the inside, and Fordham ran it back to the weak side, uncontested for a big first down.
He's everywhere. Bart Simpson is everywhere. There's a Holy Cross colors being waved proudly. The young fans are sitting above the gents room, as they call it, at the top of the stadium. Iasello on the misdirection play. Keeps his balance, maybe has a yard. Scott McCabe and Blake Clark in on the tackle for Holy Cross. There's a look at Thurman McDaniel, sophomore out of Brooklyn.
Exactly what Fordham had to do, though. Keep Holy Cross's offense off the field. Use up the clock. Also score a few points while they're at it.
We've got 8:53 and counting to go in the third period. Holy Cross 24, Fordham 12. Brennan on 2nd and 8. Throws. The ball is tipped and the ball is picked off. Chris Kovath has it. Is finally knocked out of bounds. So, when we come back, Holy Cross will have the football from their own 48. Our score from Limerick, Ireland. Holy Cross 24, Fordham 12. The Wild Geese Classic will continue after these messages. We are back from Limerick, Ireland. There's your score. And there are your Holy Cross Crusaders. Your offense, anyway. Chacho on first down. Gets some heat. Gets it away. The ball is picked off. This may be a touchdown. Chris Tyrone. Tyrone to the 10. Tyrone to the 4-yard line.
A big play by Chris Tyrone in the Fordham defense as Holy Cross tried to throw a quick little screen pass to Ron Huey, the tight end that never developed right. Chris Tyrone was out there, picked it off right down the sidelines, and Fordham is in great position to make it 24-19. Trying to go to the tight end out there. The timing was off because 86 Huey never really got out there right. He tried to block his man. He didn't block him, forced the quarterback to throw a little too soon. Instead, the defensive back picks it off right down the sideline, and Fordham in great shape.
On 1st and goal from the 3-yard line, the give is to Iasello. Iasello powers his way towards the goal line, and he's close. Holy Cross nearly got called. 12 men on the field there. Mark Duffner was out screaming into his huddle, and one of his players ran off at about the 2-yard line and went down behind the Fordham bench.
Chacho threw that ball before he wanted to because the tight end released too soon. By releasing, he let his man in on top of Chacho, and not only that, but didn't get out of the pattern soon enough. So the play never had a chance from the beginning. I think Chacho had been much better off just taking the sack.
2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Iasello has it left side. Touchdown, Fordham. Iasello.
Fans to their feet, and the Fordham sideline is excited across the way as all of a sudden this is a close football game. Iasello, who's ran well all day today, just powers it into the end zone, and that's going to make it 24-18. See it again. It is pretty good blocking up front. There was a lot of room there.
John O'Hagan, number 15, is in. He missed one extra point already. This kick is up, and it doesn't look pretty, but it counts. So, all of a sudden, with 7.5 minutes to go, we've got a 5-point football game. As Holy Cross leads Fordham 24-19. And John, that's just a... Well, we'll talk about that when we come back. From Limerick, Ireland, and the Wild Geese Classic. Yeah. Well, that touchdown by Tony Iasello was only the 2nd time that Fordham has scored a touchdown in the 3rd quarter all season. Iasello, of course, scored the other one as well. Will Sachs kicks off, waiting down deep. Joe Riley. Riley has it. Riley gets out across the 35, trying to power his way to the 40 and does so.
Not bad. 2 plays, 2 yards, 42 seconds. Well, the Ram is alive, and all the people with F's on their sweatshirts and all those dressed in maroon and white are very happy at this moment. Their club has played far above anybody's expectations. Cacho on first down for Holy Cross. Has the Montanak complete just shy of midfield, a pickup of 8 yards. Joe Rowan on the tackle. Going to bring up a second down in about a yard to go. The Holy Cross offense. Cooley is back in at tight end. Al Hebron goes out. Gallagher in motion. Now he stops and sets. Cacho gives to Fuller. Fuller has the first down and powers his way into Fordham territory. Mark Lajewski brings him down.
Not sure we're seeing the same Jerome Fuller that Holy Cross fans are accustomed to seeing. He looks a little bit sluggish to me, Mike, and not hitting the hole as quickly as he has in the past, but he's got such good moves and such grace. Sometimes he gets into that hole and can fool you and can break a big one. 24-19, and Fordham very much in this game, and it reminded me that the last time that the Holy Cross lost to Fordham was back in 1930. None of the players or fans here probably not even born when that happened.
Cacho's throwing. He's got Roman. Roman comes back on the screen, works his way across the field. What an athlete this kid is. To turn what looked like perhaps maybe a 1-yard pickup into a 9-yard pickup.
See on the replay, that's exactly what they're trying to do. Hit him quickly and let his athletic ability take over at this point. If he can break a couple of tackles here, he can go all the way, and that's how this play is designed. In this particular instance, it doesn't happen, but nevertheless, you can see the potential for that happening. He doesn't go down easily when he's hit. Also trying to get some linemen out front. You see him 61 and 74. It's kind of a quick screen. You get him out there, maybe they can make a block and you get a big play out of a short pass.
6 inches or so showing for first down.
Well, they're measuring for the first down, and it appears to be about the width of a fist shy. Bob Lynch is the referee. He spots the ball. There's Larry Glick, the head coach at Fordham. Spent 13 years at Harvard as an assistant coach. Thought we'd see a little bit of Joe Resnick's offense in his, but as he told us, it's all his own, and it looks that way, too.
Not sure he has the players for that just yet, either. We might in a couple of years when he's had a chance to recruit at this level.
Second down and inches. Fuller. Does he have the first down? It depends where they spot him. It appears he does. First down. Holy Cross.
This is Fuller again, running with that straight-up motion of his, looking for the hole and looking for a quick cut. But the Fordham defense was there ready to meet him. You can see the gang tackling. That's close, but he made it.
First and 10 for Holy Cross at the Fordham 38-yard line. Cacho wants to throw again. He's looking long and deep for Roman down the right side. Red DeVito, stride for stride with Mark Roman, who's already caught 2 touchdown passes.
He's been the story for the Holy Cross offense. 41 yards and 27 yards for touchdowns. That one really no chance of being completed. Every time Fordham has gotten close in this game, Mike, and they're certainly there this time, the Holy Cross offense has answered that challenge and would score a touchdown to get back out in front. They can do it again, 24-19.
As you look at some of the curious Limerick citizens who have traveled out to Gaelic grounds to watch today's game, on 2nd and 10. Oh! Brad Jordan nearly had himself 6 points. The pass was intended for Al Hebron, but number 8, Brad Jordan, nearly had clear sailing on the pitch.
Mark realizes how fortunate he was on that play, Mark Duffner, because that's almost a touchdown for Fordham. I'm not sure that Hebron ran the right pattern. It looks like he should have been cutting it to the sidelines and didn't. Mark Duffner showing the concern, and he should be concerned at this point.
What he's doing is he's listening to the coaches upstairs and saying, what happened? Out is 3rd and 10. Chacho comes right back to the same side. Gallagher makes a great one-handed catch, keeps his balance, and is driven out of bounds.
They're going to spot it where he went out of bounds because he went back there on his own motion. He wasn't his forward progress when he's still running. He actually wound up losing yardage on this play.
And I like that call too, not spotting up where the forward motion is.
So he gets driven back, but still, a lot of people think, well, his forward motion stopped there. Well, it didn't actually. He's turned around and heading back upfield, forcing Holy Cross to punt.
Jeff Meter will punt. Brad Jordan is standing back at his own 10-yard line. Meter gets away another beauty. Jordan will field it at his 8. Gets out to the 15-yard line. Return of 6 yards. Randy Marinaro with the tackle. So, 5:55 to go in the 3rd period. Our score is Holy Cross 24, Fordham 19. We'll be back from Limerick after these messages. Fordham goes to town on their own 15-yard line. They trail by 5, 24-19. There's Tony Aiello, who has 2 touchdowns. Matt Nasser in on the tackle for Holy Cross, assisted by John Powell. Aiello has been the workhorse this afternoon for the Rams, who had only averaged about 60 yards rushing per game coming in. And here they go against the best team in their league and one of the best teams in the country at their level, and they're running the ball fairly well. This time Aiello has nothing. Corey Vincent leads a gang of purple jerseys.
I think Larry Glick, the coach, thought the same thing as you were describing it, Mike, because he's decided to try and grind it out on the ground. They have been successful running the ball, but I don't think they're going to win the game to it.
Third down and 8.
They mix it up as they had in a couple of successful drives.
3rd down. About 5 yards to go for the Fordham Rams. Harry Brennan, their quarterback, number 11. Looks to the right side. Throws for Garlick. Garlick has it. Garlick has the 1st down. The drive stays alive.
First catch for Garlick here in the second half after catching 8 passes in the first half. And Holy Cross it looks like they made an adjustment on him. They moved the cornerback up a little closer. Garlick gets loose this time on the right side. He's number 16. You see him on the right-hand side of your screen. The cornerback fell down. Walsh fell down. That's why he was open.
1st and 10 for Larry Glick's Fordham Rams. They trail it 24-19 with just over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Aiello has some room. Aiello out to midfield and into Holy Cross territory.
Aiello's looking like he wants a 100-yard rushing game. He only had 232 on the entire season before this game started. Not fast, but a good, powerful runner, and they're turning loose in the secondary, and we can get some damage done.
He had 84 before that carry, which is a season high for the team. And they're doing it against Holy Cross. He now has 109 yards and 27 carries. Here goes Aiello again, another 5 yards. Make that 114 yards now and 28 carries for Tony Aiello, junior running back from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
I'm sure the Holy Cross defensive coaches are frantically now trying to make some adjustments, get the word down on that field. Hey, this team can run the ball. They were worried about the pass the entire first half. Linebackers have been playing loose. Now it's time to start being concerned about that run.
Aiello over the middle, close to the 1st down. Running right over his center, Neil Pentinen, sophomore. He went to St. John's Prep up in the Boston area. Aiello close. Well, the Fordham cheerleaders can pull off the pyramid, and the football team pull off the upset. This play will be a big part. The answer to that question. 3rd and about a yard to go. Aiello has it. Aiello 1st down. There's a flag thrown.
Couldn't have come at the worst time as far as Fordham is concerned. It's probably going to be a holding call, as you might expect, and that is disastrous. Don't see many holding calls in college football, and this one certainly came at the right time as far as Holy Cross is concerned.
Larry Glick is gripping Matt on the far side. He has his hat off, and he is steaming.
I don't know whether he's upset with the referee or upset with one of his players who was guilty of holding. My guess is he's upset with the referee.
The offense, 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Still third down.
That one really hurts because they did have the first down, didn't they? 118 yards for Iasello. It's about half of what he's had the entire season.
Well, coming in, he had 232. Well, an extra large third down play is the only way to put it here for Gary Brennan and the Fordham Rams. Holy Cross on the blitz. The pass is away, and it's just over the head of Tom Garland.
Well, that was the right call by Brennan. He saw the blitz coming, and he knows that he's going to have single coverage out there, and he has his best receiver in that single coverage. Also had him open. But he just threw it a little too long, and I think possibly because the linebacker was forcing him to throw it. That was Duckworth on his face, but Garlick looked like he was open momentarily.
So Jed Wallace will attempt to punt. And once again, Al Hebron is back, standing at his own 20-yard line. Well, that penalty hurt. They not only had the first down, they had a heck of a lot of momentum. Hebron signals for the fair catch, drops the ball, then lands on it. At about his 26-yard line. 2 minutes, 6 seconds left, third period. Holy Cross 24, Fordham 19. Mike Lynch along with John Morris from Gaelic Grounds in beautiful Limerick, Ireland.
Play of the game so far, a holding call by the official. It really hurt Fordham.
Fuller on first down has 6, maybe 7 yards. Mark Brzezinski in on the tackle. As you look at the Holy Cross huddle, plays being shuttled in by wide receivers.
So frustrating for a player, and especially for a coach, when a referee is going to decide a game. Why would he pick that particular moment to call holding unless it was flagrant?
A late flag killed Fuller. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and stopped. It'll be third down and a long 3 yards to go.
Because Mike, as an old offensive lineman, I can promise you that holding occurs on every play.
You're right. And what the referees have to be is judicious enough to decide, did it give the team an unfair advantage? And that has to be the yardstick you use to determine whether you pull the flag out of your pocket or you keep it in there. Third down and 3 yards to go. They need to get to the 39-yard line. Fuller tries the right side. Whoa, second effort gets him up there. See where they spot the ball.
They're going to give it to him, but I thought his knee touched a little sooner than that. If they give him a spot there, it's a first down. Looked like his knee might have touched about 4 yards prior to that. At any rate, the referees don't think so, and Holy Cross has a first down. A big one for Jerome Fuller.
Jerome Fuller has a pair of twin brothers that play at Waltham High School in Massachusetts, just outside Boston. They're undefeated.
Are they as good as he is?
They certainly are. One's a quarterback, one's an offensive lineman.
Here's Fuller again. You see, I guess his knee didn't touch, but that was close. Good effort on his part.
So it's a first down for Holy Cross. On first down, Charcho has Von Bowie, the tight end, who gets it across midfield and into Fordham territory before Mark Brzezinski brings him down.
Well, Charcho and the offense have been the story for this game for Holy Cross, as they have been throughout most of this season. Whenever they're threatened, and I don't think they thought they'd be threatened quite as much by Fordham as they have been today, but whenever they have been threatened, Charcho has answered the call and come back, moved his team, and scored.
See the clock on the radio screen. They may not get this play off before the quarter ends. They do. Fuller, 2, maybe 3 yards. And that'll be the final play of the third period. So, with our score, Holy Cross 24, Fordham 19, we'll return to Limerick, Ireland, and the Wild Geese Classic right after these messages.
It's the end of the third quarter.
In the quarter.
Realize how good a game they're seeing, but nobody's leaving.
1st and 10 for Holy Cross at their own 49-yard line. Fuller has it, picks up 2, and muscles away for a 3-yard gain. Jerome Fuller now has 47 yards in the afternoon.
It's an important drive now for Holy Cross, Mike. They could score a touchdown here, they could probably put it away, but if they don't, once again, Fordham's confidence level will rise.
2nd down and 8. Fuller on 2nd down. Approaches the 1st down. He'll be about a yard shy before Kurt Geisler puts him down. On to the Mark Lindrewski.
Kurt Geisler played a pretty good football game for Fordham up front, number 97. The right defensive tackle, and he has been active today. They're pretty excited the camera's not on him. Fordham Ram right in the middle. the Ram doesn't look like he's going to scare too many people, does he?
3rd down. Sierra has the 1st down and moves it down to about the 38-yard line. Craig Jones in on the tackle for Fordham. Sierra has one of the Holy Cross touchdowns today. Scored a 2-yard run earlier in the game. In the distance, you can see some of the row houses. Now that the chimney is billowing some smoke, they burn coal to keep themselves warm over here. On the field, we have some warm action. Chacho on 1st and 10. Out to the outside and incomplete, intended for number 4, Joe Riley.
Chacho's upset with himself because Riley was open there on the sideline and he just overthrew him. Yeah, Riley says, get it down a little bit. I would have had it. Exactly the case. Are receivers allowed to say that to quarterbacks?
Every receiver in the history of the game of pro football has always been open every single play when it comes back to the huddle.
Isn't that the truth? Throw it to me. I'm open all day.
I hope they save a couple of those for us. Fuller is stopped on 2nd down by Scott Mason. Now with 11:21 and counting, down 24-19, this is a big defensive play for Fordham.
You can see the wind in Holy Cross's face. I think it helped them on that field goal when it was at their back at the end of the 1st half. So this time if they want a field goal, they got to get a little closer.
3rd down and 9. Chacho will try to get it in the air. He's under pressure. Tries to screen, and the screen goes nowhere.
That's a middle screen, and that never should have been thrown.
Aaron Torgler, number 95, a freshman who also went to St. John's Prep.
Oh, it looks like he may have hurt his wrist or his elbow on this one. He's the receiver in this one. It's a middle screen, and you'll see Chacho just kind of throw it up for grabs. I think Fuller does a nice job of preventing an interception more than anything else at that point. Hope he's not hurt too seriously.
So Meter will punt, and Jordan is standing down at the 10-yard line. The punt goes over his head. He'll let it roll. Meter's aiming for the corner. It hits at the 10 and rolls out of bounds at about the 9.
Nice punt.
So that's exactly what he intended to do. Aim it for the corner, prevent a return, and blocks Fordham in. They will start from their own 8-yard line, but
it'd just be easier to buy a ticket. Oh no, he's wearing number 56.
Thought they retired that number. Well, they didn't wear that at Holy Cross, did you?
No.
51?
I think so, yes. They didn't retire that one either.
On 1st and 10, Brennan throws. He has Adam Lang, his fullback, out of the backfield. Lang gets across 10, maybe to the 12-yard line, a pickup of about 4. Fordham did have a 78-yard drive late in the first half. And an 88-yard rush. Starting deep in their own territory. Hasn't presented too much of a problem so far today. Second down and 6 yards to go. Larry Glick looks on to his Fordham Rams, trying to pull off the upset of the year. They trail by 5, 24-19. Brennan, he has Garlick. Garlick has it. Gets across the 20-yard line and is out of bounds and has the first down.
You know, you reach a point in the football game when you're a tremendous underdog like Fordham is. As we watch this replay to Garlick, who I think has been the key for Fordham's success so far today. He caught 8 passes in the first half, a couple more in the second half. Again, the quick sprint out and the quick hitch has been successful. But getting back to what I was saying, Fordham is starting to believe, hey, we did a pretty good job. We showed Holy Cross that we belong on the same field with them. But now it's past that as far as Fordham's concerned. They think, hey, we can win this game.
Iafello on first down has maybe a yard tops. Clock continues to run, 9:15 and counting. Some storm clouds sit up above the hills of Clare. And if they arrive, they usually arrive in a hurry, but it hasn't been too much of a problem. There's your clock on your screen. We've got a second down and about 9 yards to go. Brennan rolls to the short side. Throws into the ground. He had nobody open. Intended for his tight end, number 88, John Strauss.
Now, one thing Holy Cross has been able to do here in the second half, even though they haven't scored offensively, at least they've won the battle of the field position. Fordham scored a touchdown to make it 24-19, but since that time, it's really been played down in Fordham territory. And now with a 3rd and long, Fordham does have a chance to change that around just a little bit, so it becomes an important play for them in that sense.
They go with 3 wide receivers, Patamoussis, Garlick, and Sean Harris. Brennan back to pass. Oh, he's got his tight end, John Strauss, a big gainer. Strauss inside Holy Cross territory to the 33-yard line.
Turn the field position around and then some. A very big play for the Fordham offense. Taking it deep into Holy Cross territory. And when we see the replay on this one, you'll see that the tight end is open, Strauss, because the intended receiver initially is Garlick. Holy Cross reacts to Garlick over the middle, and all 3 receivers go to him. As they should, because he's been the key guy. You'll see the number 16 right there, but no, 88 is wide open. It takes off down the sidelines with no purple shirts anyway. Finally, Mike Walsh gets a handle on him with some help from Kovac, but Fordham is seriously threatening at this point.
1st and 10 for Fordham at the Holy Cross 35-yard line. Iafello with a flag down, picks up 5, 6, 7 yards.
It's that inside trap. They sent Adam Lag inside to trap the tackle. They've done it successfully 4 or 5 times today, but I think we got a flag on this one. You see the story, 8:13 left, and Fordham is acting like they want to win this football game. I think it's on Lang. I think he started a little too soon in there to trap that nose tackle, and he got caught. That's an important penalty. Yeah. He wants to know he's saying who was it. I'll tell you who it was, Coach. It was your flanker back, number 48.
Motion against the offense, 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Still first down.
Any little thing that goes wrong at this point is going to drive Larry crazy because he's so close right now he can really sniff it. So instead of a 2nd and about 4, they now have a 1st and 15. Gary Brennan has completed 154 passes this year. That breaks the mark that he set a season ago. On 1st and 15. Over the middle to Garlick, who has it bounce off his hands. It was right there on the money.
Garlick doesn't miss too many. He's a terrific receiver for Fordham. That one a little bit high, probably catchable. Doesn't drop many. He's been running this slant from the right side most of the game. And once again, they go back to what's been successful for them. They'll throw a little bit high. Probably could have been caught, could have been intercepted too.
Never understand why they have outlawed stickum, but they allow gloves.
A lot of rules in football I don't understand.
But does it not give you the same advantage that stickum does?
Sure does. Probably better.
2nd down and 15. Here comes the reverse. Garlick appears to be trapped in the backfield, and he's going nowhere. A loss of 5 yards. Mark Kirk, number 46, sit on the tackle for Holy Cross.
I love the second guest coaching. I think that's part of the fun of watching football. And I don't know why in the world Larry Glick decided to call it reverse at this particular point in the game. It certainly didn't full Dankert, the nose tackle. He was the guy that was in there originally, number 73. Several Holy Cross players snipped that one out right from the beginning.
7:15 to go. Holy Cross 24, Fordham 19. Third down and 20 yards to go. The pass is picked off. Thurman McDaniel with the interception for Holy Cross. And a flag goes down.
The flag is after the interception, I believe, so we'll have to wait and see. But Thurman McDaniel came up with a play of the game right there for Holy Cross on third and about 15 when Fordham's looking like they've got a chance to win this game. Number 99.
We had a clip against the blue team.
The clip was on the replay, so Holy Cross keeps the ball. Intended for number 2, John Potamousas. And number 99 is right there to make a key play. The quarterback looked like he was trying to look the receiver, the defensive back off and threw it behind him. Number 99
Clipping
makes the play for Holy Cross.
Against Holy Cross on the run back, 15 yards from the clip, 1st and 10.
I don't know, it looked like Potamousas was open if you'd thrown it out in front of him.
There's Thurman McDaniel on the sideline. It's a treat for a defensive end, I'll tell you that. So Holy Cross with 7 minutes to go now. We'll try to see if they can protect their lead and hold on to the football. On first down, Jerome Fuller, who limped out after the last possession, has a yard or two.
You can think of 2 big plays in this game, Mike, and they've both gone against Fordham. One by a Holy Cross player, that interception by McDaniel, and the other one by the official on the holding call. It forced Fordham to punt. But just when it looked like Fordham was going to possibly win this game, 2 big plays.
6.5 minutes to go. Second down and 10. Chacho forced out of the pocket. Throws for Riley and the one hopper. Right, DeVito over on coverage. So Holy Cross faced with another third down situation.
I think they forgot to bring their offense out in the second half. Very impressive in the first half. Scored 24 points. Chacho was sharp in the first half, but nothing doing here in the second half as Fordham has shut them down.
17,000 on hand today to watch this football game. Third down and 10 for Holy Cross. Chacho looks right down the middle of the field. Lenny DeMontenac. Did he catch it or did he hit the ground? First down, Holy Cross.
What a catch by number 85, DeMontenac, because he just slipped out. His feet went right out from under him. And he had to make a sliding catch right at midfield and came up with a big one. Actually, Chacho has a couple of open receivers here. Gallagher was open on the left side. He can't make up his mind. He spots DeMontenac down the middle. Look at this catch. On his face catching it for a key first down.
Fuller on the left side gets stopped. The flag goes down.
They're going to get the tight end for holding, I believe, on this one.
Fuller actually got his face mask pulled when he finally got tackled. There's the holding call from the referee, Bob Lynch.
Holding on the offense, penalized from the spot of the foul, 10 yards, still first down.
So Holy Cross will have a first down and who added up? 20 yards, John?
A couple of acres.
A couple of parcels. First and 20. Chacho's going to throw. Comes back to this side. Has his tight end buoy. He has it. Trying to get to midfield. Does. Down to the 45-yard line of Fordham. Pickup of 18 yards.
Oh, what a nice play that was. A good fake by Chacho. Rolled out to the right and got all the white shirts heading that way. And then just flipped it back to the backside to 86, his tight end. Good fake by Chacho, who sells this as a sprint out right to the Fordham defense. Look at that. Good fake. Now turns back, and you'll see number 86 here, who's gotten behind the defense and no white shirt in sight. Ron Huey makes a nice play out of it. First down for Holy Cross.
2:55 to go. Second down, 2 yards to go. Chacho appears to be checking off now. Fordham makes a few adjustments in their secondary.
He's ran out of time.
He ran out of time. And that's a big play because...
Red ball, delay the game against the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, it stops the clock. It also pushes them 5 yards back, so instead of 2nd and 2, it is now 2nd and 7.
You know, Chacho saw the blitz and elected to check the play off, but he's also got the 25-second clock right in front of him. I think he could have used a timeout at that point.
Fuller, I think he's going to throw this ball. And he is going to throw it for Roman. Intercepted. The pass is intercepted by Craig Jones. How do you like that?
Craig Jones has made a couple of big plays for Fordham, none bigger than that one. As he came over in coverage to pick that one off, the ball never should have been thrown. Fuller's got a strong arm and tried to force it in there, but he would have been better off running that one. His coverage was excellent, no chance.
We'll be back from Limerick for the final 5 minutes right after these messages. All right, we are back with 4:16 to play. There's your score. Holy Cross 24, Fordham 19 on first down, running and rolling right, looking for Garlic, and throws it wide.
Isn't this fun, Mike? Fordham isn't going to quit. They have not laid down all day today. And Mark Duffner is true to form. He's not going to just sit on a lead either. And there he is having a fullback option pass on a big second down, and Fordham comes up with a play. And these kind of games are fun to watch, almost like the Holy Cross Lafayette game. You never know what can happen in this conference. Take a look at Fuller throwing this ball again, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it downfield, but Fuller, as you can see right away, is showing run. Never fooled the Fordham defensive backs. They were all over him down there. He tries to force it in, no chance whatsoever. Good coverage downfield by Fordham.
Second down and 10 for Fordham. Iasello tries the left side. It's 2-3 hard yards. The clock continues to run. We're down to 4 minutes and counting now.
The one thing in Holy Cross's favor might turn out to be the game winner for them. Again, mentioned the field position. Sometimes it's talked about too much, but that's been important here in the second half. Fordham has been down in their own territory most of this game.
Well, this one, Holy Cross has scored 203 points in the second half against their opponents this year. They scored none against Fordham this afternoon. Third down, 7 yards to go. Brennan rolling right. Stoddard gets turned around and gets dropped inside the 10-yard line. Pete Dankert and Matt Nasser.
Boy, that's a big one. Mark Beckman knows it too. Big sack by the defensive line of Holy Cross. I think Matt Nasser was the first one there.
Well, with 3 minutes to go, do you try something foolish here and make the punt?
I don't think so, but you never know in this conference.
Wallace's punt is fielded by Ebron at the 40, and that's where he's dropped. Tackle number 31, Joe Bowen.
Watch this the replay of the sack here, and you'll see number 95, Matt Nasser, who really makes the play. First sack of the day for the Holy Cross Crusaders defense, and it couldn't have been more timely. As number 95 there, right in the middle of your screen, makes the play with some help from his friends. See if Holy Cross elects to try and use up the clock. 2:55 left. I don't think so. Mark Duffner doesn't know what that means.
From the 40-yard line of Fordham, Chacho checks off again. Fuller tries the left side. Picks up maybe 4 yards. 2:45 to play. Chris Tyrone in on the tackle. Larry Glick. Let the hand the football back.
Regardless of what happens, I'm sure Larry Glick is proud of his football team. They did everything they got. We take a major jump forward, no matter what the outcome this week.
Second down and 6 for Holy Cross. Trying to preserve a 5-point lead. Fuller, right side, has 2 yards. Ryan Reiner in on the tackle.
Reiner made that play from the backside. I stand corrected. That sack by Holy Cross's defense was the 3rd sack of the day.
Timeout, Fordham. First timeout.
But number 1 in importance.
There's part of the standing crowd. You see those red-colored railings. Those are the standing posts, the leaning posts. They're here for all the matches. This is a match that they've never seen before, in person anyway, American football. They're trying to play a little bit of a Limerick University. About a half dozen or so of the Limerick students in football uniforms worked out with Holy Cross the other day.
Since the clock is official, there'll be no 2-minute warning.
Okay, you heard that at home. There's no 2-minute warning since the clock is official. It shows 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. 3rd down, 4 yards to go for Holy Cross. The ball is on the 35-yard line of Fordham. Taking his time, he's going to throw. Has Cooley if he wants him, but he can't find him. He's being chased out, throws deep for Riley. Riley was out of bounds, incomplete. So it'll be 4th down. Drake Jones in the cover. Joe Riley caught the ball, but he was out of bounds. Brad Jordan will go back. And Jeff Meter will try to pin Fordham as deep as they can in their own territory. The play. The clock is stopped. The pass was incomplete out of bounds. Meter gets it away. He's aiming for the corner and hits at the 12. Rolls down and Jordan tries to pick it up and run with it.
Whoa. I don't think the coach was too happy to see that play. Fordham still has a long way to go, and they have throughout most of this 4th quarter. They just haven't had the field position. And I think the question now is, do they have the offense to go that far in a short time? Under 2 minutes, they need the touchdown, but the quarterback and the offense haven't shown the ability to strike quickly.
Well, they had one drive of 88 yards, another of 78 yards, and they need to cover 92 yards in 1:55. 1st and 10. Gary Brennan is their quarterback. He rolls right, throws, passes complete to Sean Harris. Harris was brought down in bounds, so the clock will continue to run.
Nice job by 73 Pete Dankert, who was putting the pressure on the quarterback that time.
1:40 and running. Fordham has 2 timeouts left. Only picked up maybe a yard on that play. Brennan again, looking for Garland. He's being chased out of the pocket. Gets up to the line of scrimmage. Now he needs to get out of bounds, and he does. He gets the 1st down.
Stop the clock at 1:17.
Now they can go into the huddle. Once the clock stops, yet they're going with a no-huddle offense. There's your time, and it is official. Brennan on 1st down. Looking. Pass. Battled in the air and falls incomplete. Intended for number 2, John Patamoussis. Broken up by Mike Walsh from Holy Cross.
Mike Walsh gets a hand on this one. Almost makes the interception. And still Patamoussis nearly came up with a catch. Watch number 15 in the purple jersey here. No, he doesn't get a hand on it. Almost makes the interception, but well covered by 3 Holy Cross players down there. Patamoussis didn't have much of a chance.
Matt Morgan, number 7, in on the play. Brennan on 2nd down. Has the pass to Iasello. The clock will run. We're at 1:05 and counting. And Fordham takes a timeout.
Timeout, Fordham. Their 2nd timeout.
Well, that's an important notice by the official. Their 2nd timeout. So with a minute left to go, they've only got 1 left.
Well, it's a big play. It's third down. There's Brennan on the sideline. And Mike Transilli, head coach.
Boundary, you know.
Trying to pull out the biggest win in this phase of Fordham football history.
It would be certainly the biggest win in Larry Glick's coaching career, one he'd love to have.
But they've got a long way to go and a stingy defense to go through. 1:04 to play. Holy Cross 24, Fordham 19. Third down. The pass is complete to Potamoussis, and he is stopped right at the first down marker. Let's see where they spot it. The clock continues to run and now stops at 55 seconds.
I think he's probably got it, but it doesn't matter because he'll certainly try for it on fourth down.
Going to measure. Stop the clock and also give the offense a chance maybe to call 2 or 3 plays.
Fordham players seem to be more intent on getting the crowd to cheer for them. All of them waving their hands saying, come on. I think they ought to be more concerned about what they're doing out there right now. Garlick's over here on the sidelines, number 16. He's the head cheerleader.
Now this is sort of unusual. Both benches are on the same side of the field, and now all 44 players for each team that are on the bench are right up along the sideline. Clock running. We're down to 45 seconds to go. At first down, Brennan is being chased. He's looking downfield for Strauss. The pass is thrown incomplete. Mike Walsh, number 15, got a hand on it. And I think all Brennan was trying to do there was just get the ball out of bounds.
I don't think that was designed as a rollout, but once again, Pete Dankert, number 73, initially flushed him out of the pocket. Now the quarterback's on the run, and I think coaches get a little nervous when they see a quarterback running to the sideline and trying to force it down there. They probably should have just taken that ball and run it out of bounds.
38 seconds left. Second down and 10. Brennan back to pass. He's looking over the middle. He gets out of the pocket, gets over the 40-yard line, 30-yard line, and gets brought down by Thurman McDaniel, who had a big interception, and Fordham is forced to use their last timeout.
Yeah, good coverage downfield by Holy Cross. You said it, Mike, a stingy defense, and they certainly are. That time, Brennan did have time to throw, but nobody open.
That's Fordham's third and last timeout.
You can see part of the 17,000 people who paid to come in here. And it appears that all 17,000 is sticking right around to the end.
Surprising, too, because I think the pubs are probably open by now.
They've gotten their pounds worth, I think, today. We still can't figure out what we're getting for our money when we exchange the American dollar for the pound. We know it's less than what we're giving.
That's a 5-pound Nassau.
You got to play it like you know what time. But right now, you just go on here. The hell with the tight end.
$8?
73.
Sounds about right.
Biggest play of the game so far for Fordham.
Well, we've only got 29 seconds left and no timeouts. So I think at this particular point, you've got to start thinking about throwing it downfield, hoping for the best. The only other option, obviously, is to throw it to the sideline, and everybody in football knows that as well.